All righty, sir. Go ahead and kick it off.
Okay, great. Hey, everyone. Welcome. My name is Kunal Johar, CTO of OpenWater, and I'm here to share with you a little bit about what our virtual conference experience is like. But before I get started on that, I just wanted to share some acknowledgements, recognizing that we're all here because this is a crazy time. On March 15th, we had rolled out a free guide. It's still available online. I know a lot of you have already downloaded it, and it's there for you, on how you can pivot your conference from physical to virtual without even using any software like ours. Of course, we're here to help along with all these other organizations. Since we rolled out that guide, we've been honored to help quite a few organizations, over 24 now since this March 15th guide rolled out, to help them pivot from in-person to virtual. And also some of these organizations that have later meetings in the fall or even in the winter or even next spring, we're helping them plan full virtual and also virtual hybrid meetings. So what is the OpenWater virtual conference experience? So I wanted to start off by saying, you have a lot of options out there. When is it a good idea to consider OpenWater in the first place? And that's when you have a content-focused conference or meeting. So if you have a conference that runs multiple parallel sessions, some people call them concurrent sessions, some people call them breakout sessions. How do you manage a lot of sessions that are going on at the same time through one platform? That's kind of where OpenWater helps out. If you're just running a single session, like a single 8-hour session or an all-day 4-hour session, you don't necessarily need a platform like ours. It's overkill. But if you are running a lot of concurrent sessions with lots of educational content, we're there to help with the automation. So we provide a general conference website. This could either look and feel like your existing organization's website, or you can provide us a banner. This website acts as the general home for your conference. A lot of you are already using OpenWater as your conference website, where you collect your abstracts, speaker submissions, and so forth. This website is still used now as the virtual conference home. One of the keys to it is, how do you restrict access to content to people that have registered? So OpenWater for a long time has integrated with all of the leading AMSs out there, some of the CRMs, and we also now integrate with the key registration systems. So if you've already collected registration, or you typically collect registration through your AMS or a tool like Cvent, we're able to integrate with that and pull the data so that as people register, even if they register last minute, they can get access to the conference website. If you don't have a registration system, or you're not using an AMS to collect registration, we do offer options to just use an OpenWater form to collect registrations, or of course, just sending us an Excel spreadsheet. But as we're talking to the trade association world today, we know a lot of you are using the AMS, and we integrate with just about all of them. So once someone signs into the conference website, we provide a sessions gallery that acts as your conference hallway. So here is where, if you have the hundreds of breakout sessions, people can pick their day and time, see everything that's going on in that time slot, and pick whatever session they wish to attend. Where our automation comes in is, as you enter and pick the session you choose, you'll see a link to joining the particular webinar or meeting room. And if you're an attendee, since we know who you are based on how you've signed in, if you're an attendee and you're not a panelist or a presenter on the session, you'll either see a please wait or a join session button, depending on if the session has been started or it's in warm-up mode, or if none of the presenters are there yet. If you're a presenter, you'll be given a green button to join the session early. Once you join the session, it brings you over to the streaming tool. Typically, our customers are using Zoom, and you're in the live stream, kind of how we are right now, with a slideshow and a talking head, or of course, multiple talking heads. In addition to the session gallery, we provide for a number of other galleries that are common to a conference that has a lot of content. So one of those would be the poster gallery. So here you have lots of people typically having a poster, and they stand around the virtual, in a physical conference, they stand around the poster and they wait for people to walk by. So what we offer here is just that poster showcase, and then having a designated meeting room for poster participants to have conversations in. We also help you retain some of your exhibitor money by having an exhibitor gallery that's searchable as well. You can use the platform to collect fees from exhibitors, and then showcase collateral and have a link to book a call, maybe a 15-minute or 20-minute time slot to booking a call with the exhibitor and continuing the meeting, in addition to just having free-form rooms for exhibitors to participate and chat in. Finally, after August 20th, this is still in beta right now, but we're rolling out a networking and one-on-one small group chat feature. So how this will work is all of the attendees that are signed in can opt in to networking and one-to-one chat. When they opt in, they'll specify the things that they're interested in chatting about. For example, maybe there's a particular research topic they want to chat about, or maybe they're interested in job opportunities, or maybe they're hiring. Other people will be able to browse the attendee directory and click a request to chat with people that they find interesting. As long as both people agree to chat, they'll open up a chat room that looks as follows, where they can begin a one-on-one, a small group, text or video chat. So our software is more or less a website that provides the conference hallway and lots of integrations to connect people to the right place at the right time. The other thing that we help with is preparation for the live event. So we help with all the setup to get the conference website there. If your session data is collected in OpenWater abstracts, we pull it right in. If your session data is collected in another tool like Attendee Interactive or All Academic or Scholar One, we're able to pull all of that into the conference website and into those session galleries and hallways. As we get towards 30 days to the event, we help you with your live event preparation. And the first thing I wanted to share, what's a little bit different about our platform than some of the other offerings that are out there, is that we exist as part of the events ecosystem. So we work with an ongoing number of events partners. So if you've been working with your same events team for the last 2 decades, and you want to make sure that they are the same team that helps you with your virtual event, we're more than happy to work with them. The learning curve of how to administer the live event is pretty minimal for those that are already running physical events. We are already partnering with Turning Point and with Projection. So as we talk about your live event and how to staff that, that could be staffed from a combination of your events team, OpenWater staff, or some mix and matching of your own association staff, the events team, and OpenWater staff. If you have 100 different concurrent sessions, there could be a lot of labor involved, and we can help you manage how that's broken out. So for the event, for the live event preparation, the things that are typically needed are customized speaker training. So these are hands-on guides, including practice sessions with speakers to help them understand the ins and outs of the screen share tools. If you're using a pre-recorded session workflow, we could even provide a virtual pre-recording room where we'll have an AV technician in there for those that are not as tech savvy or as comfortable, along with some basic editing services to help with the pre-production of the live event. But really where we help out is during the live event. So during the live event, we'll work with the whole team that we've decided, whether it's our staff, your staff, AV staff, we'll create a rehearsal. And the rehearsal will cover what goes on during a live event. So here's a real example of a live event from last week, where we have basically 2 chat rooms going on. One chat room is a shared Slack or shared Microsoft Teams room, where we communicate between OpenWater, your staff, your AV partners, and any volunteers. This is like a priority chat for anyone. If you think about like the walkie-talkies during a physical event, this is the walkie-talkie. We need help in room 108. Okay, I'm here helping you in room 108. Okay, and then all is looking good. Moving on to the next issue or problem that can happen. So if you're running 10 or 20 or 30 concurrent rooms, maybe 2 or 3 of those rooms will have an issue at each starting time. We use the shared live chat room and some training to help triage issues that may come up. The next thing that we do is kind of like if you're walking around a physical conference, you have the concierge desk. So we provide a similar live chat widget on the conference website. And this is for speakers and attendees. This might be something like, hey, I can't find my session and I'm a presenter. Can you help me point me to the right link? Or, hey, I'm having a Zoom issue. I need a call-in number. I can't find it. So this concierge works with that other live chat that you saw to help triage issues. And we try to provide a sub 2-minute response time while the event is live. So we have the live chat for kind of the command center. And then we have the live chat for the speakers and attendees that are participating. Finally, we use a combination of the built-in Zoom dashboards along with custom dashboards we've built to proactively give us a sense of what meetings are supposed to be going on at a starting block. And if a meeting hasn't started, we can help start that meeting. Also, we're able to barge in or enter any room as an administrator as they're going on. And this is very helpful for floating technicians. So if we think about a real life example, we had Law Society of America. They had 30 concurrent sessions at any given time. but a staff of 6 people to help administer those sessions. So at the start of every block, we knew that we were waiting for 30 meetings to start. If we only saw 27 of them, we would then start the other 3 missing meetings and hang out until either maybe the speakers didn't show up and we let people know, or the speakers come in a little bit late. Whatever the case may be, we're able to float in and help people. So in summary, our offering is software to help organize your conference, pull everyone together, and provide a single pathway for people to find their sessions, along with a platform for the live event team to help administer and make sure a successful virtual meeting happens. Great, I'm open for any questions. Should I just pull the questions off of this open thread?
Yep, that's.
Okay, great. So I'll just kind of read out the questions and answer them as they come along. So after the sessions, is there a way to get a list of AMS? Okay, so sounds like the first question is a generic question. OpenWater integrates with NetForum. So Lisa, your question, just want to address that. We integrate with about 25 different AMSs. Certainly NetForum is one of them. The implementation timeline, we've helped move organizations from physical to virtual in under 5 weeks, but that's not my recommendation. My recommendation would be to engage a vendor such as OpenWater within 3 months out. So 3 months is the minimum. Some people are, the longer you have, the better. But I would say 3 months is the typical minimum for a highly successful meeting. It can be compressed. The next question is around the one-to-one chat. Can we watch for inappropriate conduct? So the one-on-one chat will have a moderation capability where people can flag a conversation as inappropriate and it'll immediately eject the conversation and list it for an administrator to review. Next time is lead time requirements. So do we provide the opportunity to pre-record presentations along with live? Absolutely, we provide a system that can collect the pre-recordings. In addition to that, we work with our AV partners at Projection and Turning Point to staff week-long pre-recording rooms. So if you have speakers that want to kind of join as a group and have a technician there, that's also a service. We recommend all of that happens about 30 days before the start of the event, and we're kind of like a trailing amount of time. Typically people work on their presentations last minute, so 30 days is already like too much time, in my opinion, to give people. Please demonstrate more about your poster gallery. We're happy to kind of do a tailored one-on-one demo. I can just go back to what I prepared here. It's we customize these galleries to the look and feel of your organization. So in this case, we had collected PDFs. We're able to have a streaming list of PDFs that show, but the look and feel can be tailored towards what your data is. AMS stands for Association Management System. Certainly something you'd want to look into. Just in general, just about every association uses an association management system. Yours might be IMIS or NetForum or Fontiva or Nimble. Is Zoom the only virtual platform you use to host virtual conferences? Yes, at this time, Zoom is the one we integrate with the most heavily. It's the one that allows us to automatically pretty much have the command center view of what's going on. We can support other meetings for one-offs. So if the majority of your concurrent sessions use Zoom, and you have 1 or 2 that use GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar, that's no problem. But our investments right now are in Zoom. Okay, great. More just questions. Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about mobile and how mobile ready you are with that, the platform?
Sure. Well, the website itself is mobile responsive. We integrate with Core Apps, Event Pilot, and Event Central. So we would integrate with your existing mobile app provider, or you can use OpenWater through your phone's website view.
Cool. Thank you, sir. One other question I've seen a lot in the chat for each one of these demos is accessibility issues and how do you handle those?
Sure. So right now, the accessibility during a meeting is only whatever the state of the art of the technology is for within Zoom. So Zoom has a plugin that allows auto captioning using AI. In our experience, it's not there yet. So some organizations have used existing captioners who are able to provide human typed in captions as the meeting goes on. So we would leverage the existing technology of what Zoom has for that.
Got it. Got it. One of the other questions I see in the chat area, and I don't know if you have time to show it or not, people are always interested in what the reporting looks like on the back end. You know, what kind of reports they have access to. Do you have any of those keyed up by chance?
Sure, I don't have any of them keyed up. I can talk through them. So when we send a participant, when the participant clicks into entering their session, we send all of that data over using their, their credentials that they're logged in into Zoom, and then we pull that data back out for reporting. So we're able to report on who attended the session and how long they spent in each session. So at the summary, those are the reporting and analytics we provide, along with how many people visited an exhibitor gallery and how many people took an action with an exhibitor. There's a question here around lead retrieval. So because the booking links are automated, pretty much the sponsor gets their leads right away as they come through. So there's not so much a lead retrieval as much as there is the leads get pushed. Right, at a trade show, you're meeting someone in person and then you want their contact information. Here, you're pretty much getting the contact information first.
Got it. I see a question about the number of attendees in any virtual meeting room, but I'm assuming that that's depending on what kind of Zoom account people have and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so at a minimum, we require a Zoom business account, which means a minimum capacity of 300 people per room, and then it could increase from there.
Right. I'm scanning.
Okay.
Chats
Lots
now.
of questions here. Let me try to just take another pass through them.
Okay.
I'm going to check them off as answered live if I feel I've answered them, and then I'll take another pass. Just bear with me, everyone. That's your question. We don't know what BigMarker is, so probably we cannot integrate with BigMarker. There's a question, how do you handle virtual networking, preset meeting times, and ad hoc meetings with attendees? So for preset meeting times, what a lot of organizations have been doing is on their official conference agenda, they'll schedule preset coffee times with various popular topics. So at least the preset meeting times are set. And then with our one-to-one chat tool, in addition to registering as an attendee, you can suggest a group chat topic. And in that group chat topic, you'll be able to list a suggested conversation time. So for people that want to have ad hoc networking, we'll provide a way for people to at least post that in a double opt-in manner so it doesn't pollute the overall conference gallery. How does OpenWater integrate exhibition halls and sponsorships into the platform? Sure. So we have the exhibitor gallery, which can be customized to the needs of what you're looking for. But typically, people have an exhibitor post a video, a website, and a contact link. And then sponsorships can be plastered throughout the conference website, headers, footers, and in various content areas. There's a question of, do we need our own Zoom accounts? Yes, that's correct. You do need your own Zoom accounts. Zoom sells licenses in 30-day time increments, and at the minimum spend on Zoom is $200, which includes 10 concurrent sessions, each which can have 300 people at a time. The next question is, does Zoom integration launch the Zoom meeting client on the participant's computer, or does it embed the two-way Zoom experience into the platform? We're still, so right now, it launches a Zoom meeting client on the participant's computer. The Zoom two-way experience inside the website, the technology is not there yet. We do continue to test it each month. As of our test of June, we're going to do it again in July. Once you get enough people in there, it slows down tremendously. It just does not provide a good experience. So we believe as Zoom catches up with their web client, we're going to embed it. But for now, it's a significantly better experience in the desktop client, especially if you're doing things like pre-recorded session playback. It comes extremely choppy in the web experience. So for now, it's in the meeting client, but that's subject to change whenever the technology catches up. There's a question if we integrate with Crowd Compass, a Cvent app product. We may, I don't know actually. I know for sure we integrate with Cvent's registration product. Integrating with Zoom, does the client have to have a corporate account and all speakers use that? No. So what we use with our Zoom integration is one account is needed per concurrent session. So if you have 10 concurrent sessions in any given time block, we use those accounts and then we use our automation to make sure that those accounts can be shared throughout the hundreds of sessions you have across your meeting. So from a participant's perspective, all they're doing is clicking a start button And then in one click, it creates a token to sign them into Zoom with the right credentials and then loads up their meeting client. So it's a pretty clever use of a minimal number of Zoom accounts to allow for a very large meeting of hundreds or thousands of sessions. Yes, we integrate with Convex. Our trade show component is strictly just the gallery. We don't have like a virtual 3D trade show that you walk through. The question is, can you restrict content by attendee type? Absolutely. So often people either restrict content by track or by day or give full access. Next question is, do you support CME and CEU credit surveys and certificates for sessions, multiple surveys per sessions? No, not out of the box. We only support providing who accessed the session and how long they spent in the session. We can then integrate with either a customization run using an OpenWater form or with a third-party survey tool. Another question around NetForum. Yeah, we're a long-time NetForum partner, back when they were Vectra, now Abila, now Community Brand. So strong NetForum integration. Trip Builder, do you integrate with Trip Builder? It's same company as Core Apps. I don't actually know the answer. We probably can if they use a similar API to Core Apps. How would you integrate any social networking sessions? I'm not 100% following that, but going back to my earlier answer is either there's official networking that gets added to the agenda, like coffee session with so-and-so, or in our group chat tool, we can create ad hoc small group rooms where people can list the topic, list the suggested time to have the conversation, and then either make it public or private for opt-in. Will your PowerPoint be sent out after the event? Reggie, are these recorded? I believe so.
I'll record it, sir, and I'll get a copy of your PowerPoint and make sure we include it in the materials after the event.
Great. Have any of your events been for association governance? You know, I'm not sure. I know for sure that people run board meetings as part of their overall event experiences, but I don't know the actual answer of if any of these 24 or so events we've run so far have been for governance. And then there's another question on the type of Zoom account needed. Absolutely. The Zoom business license is needed. It provides 10 concurrent meeting rooms at a total cost of $200 for the 30-day period. That's the minimum license needed. If you have a larger capacity, it's an incremental cost from there. The Zoom business license is what gives us the ability to barge into any room and help for the live support. So it's a nominal cost, but it's essential for the overall success of running a meeting. 29 questions, not bad.
It's not bad, my man.
Not bad.
Really good. Any other questions for OpenWater right now? So let me answer a couple of things that are coming up in chat and make sure I say it one more time. We are recording all of these. We will make those recordings and all presentation materials that we get from the presenters available after the event. They'll most likely be in the same place that you got the original materials, and it will also be available via the ASAE app. So you'll have access to them that way. You know, Kunal, while I got you here, you know, again, and I mentioned this earlier, one of the things that I hope people are doing is taking advantage of the removal of time and space restrictions as they're doing these virtual conferences. Have you seen anybody kind of stretch their conference out a little bit in the course of things?
Yeah, absolutely. And also our roadmap is catching up to that. So it's funny, right? Because our gallery was originally built for physical meetings where it all happened in one time zone, and you want to plaster the time zone around. Now, the big thing is there's a lot of confusion around people not reading the time zone. So showing the conference agenda in the specific person's time zone.
Yeah.
So what people are doing is they're stretching out, like they try to get the plenaries, which used to be first thing in the morning. They're kind of doing it in the middle of the day now, where you have these sessions in the morning, then you have the plenary and the welcome remarks at noon Eastern time, and then the later sessions. And it's kind of, they start and end the day with the networking. And then the middle of the day is like the academic or educational content.
Got it.
That's what we're seeing as a trend, right? You'll have like official coffee sessions or networking sessions in the morning and in the evening, and then the welcome middle of the day to help at least the domestic time zones. And then around the international, typically it's like 1 or 2 slots have been allocated to help networking for the international people. You know, one of the other things I didn't cover, because you just kind of like I forgot to, I guess, is the automatic recording and then automatic posting to the gallery. So after a session ends, one of the other things our automation does is it'll post the recording. If it's been a recorded session and you want it posted, it'll post the video recording exactly where the session was. So for those people that missed the session or in a different time zone, they can still browse the conference in the same chronological order and watch the materials. And forget about temporal, right? Like you can't be in the same place at the same time. So how many times have you been at a conference and you really wanted to attend 2 different sessions, right? Typically what happens is you don't want to attend any session in a time block. And then in the next time block, you want to attend like all of the sessions, right? So I think that's what's really cool also about the concept of like the pre-recording, or even just the on-demand after the live session happens, is you just go back to the gallery and watch the ones you're interested in.
Right. What's the most unique thing you've seen somebody do in one of their virtual
A
conferences?
dance party. It was a university orientation, 5-day, and they did a virtual dance party.
Right.
And, you know, as this is new technology for everyone, and as CTO here, I've been watching along the live support for 20 out of the 24 we've done so far. So of course I attended the virtual dance party. So I'm like, I have to see what this is about. And it was basically people had animated virtual backgrounds, and then they would, you know, like dance around. It was a sight to see.
So I see a couple of other questions. One of them is, can you repeat the type of Zoom account needed again?
Sure, Zoom Business.
Okay. And
I haven't heard of Crowder. If you're talking about Clouder, the answer is yes. Crowder, I don't know. We'll have to look into. GoToWebinar, we don't integrate with GoToWebinar. We can use GoToWebinar without all the automation I'm presenting here. So we really recommend Zoom because that's where our platform has invested the money in the robust integration. It doesn't exclude us from using anything else, but like I can't express how much power there is in a live meeting of when you have 30 or 100 of these rooms going on at once to be able to click in and go into the room that has a problem. So if we use GoToWebinar or one of the other tools, OpenWater can provide that level of within 2 minutes, we're in a room and helping out. So just want to express that our investments are in Zoom. I know there's Zoom security concerns. I know as Reggie said earlier, Zoom has the same concerns everyone else has, it's just Zoom is the most popular. And we do a lot of automation around the protection of Zoom rooms, like automatically setting meeting passwords just in time, rotating the meeting passwords every couple of seconds when the meeting is ongoing. It's all done behind the scenes to protect against the things you've read around with Zoom. And since people are signing in through your AMS, you know, we just show them the one button. And if we're using a GoToWebinar, we're not providing that level of automation.
Yeah, I'm glad you said what you said about Zoom. It's unfortunate that some people have blocked usage of Zoom when in all reality they're just as secure as anybody else. It's a matter of whether or not you use the security protocols they have in place. So I hope more people get more education about it.
Yeah,
good
and
point.
like if this was not a webinar, if this was like an onboarding for a customer, we have a slide that details out all of the Zoom protections that we do, and then just reminders of, okay, once these are set, here are things you want to do further, because we had a meeting last week with all of the protests that are going on. Some of the meeting topics are very timely. And even if you have 1,000 participants who are paid members, 1 or 2 of those could still disrupt your presentation. Just like in real life, right? I've been to conferences in real life where there's people that don't like what's being presented and they're chanting and they're yelling and everything. So what's cool about the tools are like, if you practice, you can mute someone, kick them out right away, right? So I think that that's some of the things that beyond just what you read in the news, there's always going to be a bigger threat from the inside if you have a large meeting than from the outside.
Good.
There's a question on GDPR. I think bring that up if you decide to use our platform, because it's a nuanced question, just GDPR. So yeah, OpenWater is GDPR compliant. We can delete data and we can show cookie requests, but in a virtual conference world, I'm not sure how GDPR would apply. So wouldn't want to just say thumbs up without knowing further.
Good. Well, Kunal, thank you very much for an informative presentation. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. You said you had that list of precautions that you take in Zoom if you could provide that with the materials with your presentation, we'll include those so people will have those after the meeting as well. All right.
Oh, no problem. Be happy to.
All right, my friend. Thanks so much. And so,
Take
folks,
care. Good luck. Thanks for hosting us.
it's a pleasure to do so. So, folks, we two things. One, we have lunch, and we won't expect you back until 1 o'clock. We want to give you time to do the things you need to do at work. But please do come back. I'll tell you, we've got interesting demos in the afternoon as well. And make sure you stick around for the wrap up and closing. Some lucky person is going to win a free registration to the upcoming virtual technology conference in December, and you won't want to miss that. And you do have to be present to win that. So with that, folks, thanks for